What is going on, bottom line?
Oh, sorry, I'm offside. Sorry, offside.
Okay, Kev, you sure? You good now? You
okay,
good?
You're ready? You're going now? Okay.
All right, what's going on, bottom line?
Oh, we're offside. We're offside. I'm
Again?
sorry.
Offside?
Two times?
Second time you're offside?
Okay.
Wow, how do you do it 2 times in a row, Kevin? Really? 2 times?
I know.
All right, I guess I'll have to restart again.
Okay. There's this live button right here too, right on the right hand side side of my corner. There's no way this will happen again.
Okay, now I got to get myself back in the mode. All right. What's going on, bottom line viewer?
A third time? That is ridiculous.
Kevin, 3 times in a row you went offside.
That's unbelievable.
How do you do that, Kev?
I don't know. I'm just not thinking, Mitch.
Dang it, Kev. We got to start. You know what? I don't blame you, though, because the Steelers did exactly that tonight. Mitch, go ahead.
All right, wow. 3 times in a row offside. I've never seen anything like it, truly, in the NFL. I've never seen anything like it. It's the same player. All right. What's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Mitch here with Kevil and Dilly Vanilli, back for another Sunday Night Football recap. This time, week number 13, Chargers, Steelers. A very fun, entertaining game as we expected this one would be. And we got it for sure. 33-30 Chargers in comeback fashion. The Superchargers make the comeback and they win. And now they are 9-3.
Woo!
9-3. And yet they are second place in their own division. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 7-4 and what, Dilly?
1.
Yes, they tied. Remember? Yeah, they tied a game. Yeah.
I loved it. I hate that.
So they lose and they fall to 7-4-1, and their hopes for a bye have pretty much vanished.
Yeah. Yep.
I think they're gone. So
their hopes for first place are in trouble.
Oh, in their own division. Okay.
Yes.
Possibly, yes. It does help that they did beat the Baltimore Ravens 2 times already in this season, so that does certainly help. But we'll see, because the Steelers still have to play the Saints and the Patriots left on their schedule, and we'll get to that later on.
I'm sorry, the Ravens beat them once.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I was like, wait a minute. That's not true. But the tie does help them. That sucks.
Honestly, it just felt like that second game happened twice, but I don't know.
Yeah. I feel it.
Yeah, so 33-30 Chargers, and the Steelers were up in this game at halftime 23-7. 23-7. The Chargers outscore them 26-7 in the second half. And in Phillip Rivers fashion, they make the comeback. Guys, what'd you think of this game?
Well, I mean, it was a roller coaster. You watch the first half, you're like, all right, the Steelers, they're dominating the football. What people were expecting this game was, a lot of people were picking the Steelers to win, put up a good game. Steelers were trying to bounce back from their pretty bad loss, I would say, to the Broncos, and, try to continue to help themselves out in the AFC. In the first half, they did a pretty dang good job of doing that. They were able to score. They were able to make good plays. They were able to separate themselves from the Chargers, and it looked like it could have been a blowout at some points in this game. But there were a couple of mistakes, even in the first half, especially that touchdown, that wide-open touchdown that was just overthrown by Big Ben, was going to be a big, huge factor. And then it's all about halftime adjustments, because you don't play 30 minutes of football, you play 60 minutes of football. Or if you're looking for a tie, you play to 70. But you're looking for 60 minutes of football, and you got to come out there and play both halves. And the Chargers went out there, said that they could still win this game. And Phillip Rivers, who was making a whole lot of faces in the first half, he was a memeable guy in the first half. A lot of different, what kind of expressions did he had? He was growing the hair like Dilly Vanilli a couple months ago. And he went out there in the fourth quarter, gave up a good comeback for his Chargers, led this team, and got it done. And I just think it shows that the Steelers are not going to compete when it comes time for playoffs. They will get in the playoffs. Don't get me wrong. They will be in that spot, whether if they win their own division or be in the wild card. But I don't think they're ready. No, I shouldn't say they're ready. I don't think they're going to be able or capable of beating some of the better teams in the AFC. And this game proved it to me, because they had a lot of fundamental mistakes that if they had even capitalized on half of them, they would have won this game. But they let it go to the Chargers, to Chargers took advantage. And I'm not saying the Chargers come out as strong as ever based on this win, but a 9-3 record sure looks a heck of a lot better than a 7-4-1 record. I'd take that any day of the week. So Chargers take the dub. They got to continue. This is a good win for them, but a good fourth quarter comeback.
Well, Dylan, I actually don't know if the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to make the playoffs. I'm going to say it. I don't know that.
This is a little over an overreaction here, Kev.
No, it's not, actually. It's not.
Why is it not?
The Denver Broncos. They don't. Who do they have a tie advantage over right now? They don't have a tie advantage over the Ravens, and they don't have a tie advantage over the Denver Broncos. And the Broncos are on a roll right now. And the Steelers have a really tough schedule. We'll get into that in a little bit. And also, I cannot trust them to win a big game. And this team is completely fractured. I don't know where to start. Do we start with Ben or do we start with Mr. Tomlin? Let's start with Ben, who went on his radio show last week and blamed all of his teammates. I don't think it's a great look. And I don't think he was in the second half. He wasn't all that great. He rallied that for that one touchdown drive, but he wasn't all that great. They had a huge advantage to put this game away. They didn't do it. He was missing ball. He missed the Hunter ball. He missed Schuster at a couple of wide open plays. And Pittsburgh defensively, they're not even close to what the Ravens and the Broncos are defensively at all. Did Phillip Rivers throw to anybody other than Keenan Allen in the second half?
He threw his running back once or twice, but I don't think there was anybody.
I would just like to interject and say Keenan Allen's better than Adam Thielen. Go ahead.
Yeah, did not have to be taken, of course. I knew that was going to happen. Continue.
But, yeah, this defense isn't good. And again, Mike Tomlin with his challenges. This is the 9th straight time that he has lost a challenge, and it wasn't a good challenge.
That was not a good challenge.
It was not a good challenge, which lost a timeout, which lost the game. And I know that there's going to be some Steeler fans that are going to be upset about the false start call that happened earlier in the game. They were still miles ahead, that it wasn't really that big of a deal. This was a game that they could have had. This defense isn't trustworthy in needy times. They had a great start, but not a great end. And Phillip Rivers is never worried, no matter the deficit. He just knows how to get.
He shows his emotion, Kev. He's excited.
He's excited. Like he's emotional, but he can get them back into the game. Big win for the Chargers are not one of those teams. I think the Chargers are a better team, going to be a better team on the road. I think that would be fine, but I don't know. I don't see this.
Steelers fans would tell you that the Steelers have only lost 2 games out of the last 18 on the road.
Yeah, I reminded people of that stat last time as well, but
I'm just telling you.
So this year, give me a signature win that the Pittsburgh Steelers have. Give me a statement win that the Pittsburgh Steelers have this year.
A statement win, you said?
Yeah.
Carolina.
That's it, right?
Probably. I don't know what else. Baltimore.
So there's one game that we've seen Pittsburgh beat.
Didn't even give the second one.
dynamite team, and we're considering them contenders.
Well, to be fair, they've been pretty dynamite on offense in every game.
For the most part.
They were tonight.
For the first half. They were not dynamite in the second half. I would not call that dynamite.
I mean, they scored 30 points.
That was 20. You mocked them for scoring 7 in the second half, though.
But they scored 30 points in the game.
That's fine, yeah. But if we're gonna get Aaron Rodgers for the fourth quarter, why can we not get on Ben for this too?
Ben played really good in this game for the most part.
I didn't think he was great in the second half, but I thought Rivers out.
He did make the drive to tie it up at the end.
Yeah, he did. He did, but there were opportunities he could have put this game away.
Yeah, well, the Chargers also got a punt return.
That's fair.
So are we going to blame the special teams for going offside 3 times in a row?
blame everyone else. I'll blame you, Ben, for special teams, even though you're not on special teams.
I'm just saying I thought this was not so much bad from the Steelers or bad from the Chargers. I just thought this was two good teams going at it in a good football game, and the momentum happened to be that the Chargers were able to get a comeback, and Phillip Rivers played great, and Ben played good, and the Stars played well, Brown played well, Allen played well. Everybody played well, and I thought that overall the Chargers defense made a couple more stops, and their special teams made a huge game-breaking momentum play that allowed them to win the game. I thought offensively both teams were off and on. Chargers offense was very inconsistent in the first half. Steelers offense was very inconsistent in the second half, and it just so happened that the Chargers were able to get a couple more stops and a special teams touchdown, and that's the way that they were able to win. And Rivers in the end came up with the plays, and Allen came up with the plays, and no one could cover him, period. And on some plays, the Chargers could cover Antonio Brown, and that was the difference because they have better players on defense. That's what we saw tonight. My biggest question about the Chargers was a few things. One was the special teams. I wasn't sure their special teams was really going to be able to play well in a good game, in a big game, because a lot of times their special teams cost them, whether it's the kicking, the returning, stupid plays, whatever it may be. But tonight they made the plays, so that's good. So they answered a question there that they can do that. Second thing is usually Rivers throws interceptions in these games. He did not in this game. And overall, I just think the Steelers, they outcharged the Chargers in this game.
Chargers.
I love the Chargers. I always root for the Chargers.
You don't get to celebrate this one, though.
But this is the biggest win the Chargers have had in probably 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, because they never play in prime time. This is like their first.
But they also never win big games either.
They haven't had many opportunities to get those big games. They had one primetime game. Was it last year? Yeah, it was last year against Kansas City, Christmas Eve. They lost that. They don't get many prime time position games.
It doesn't have to be prime time. I mean, just against good teams in general.
I'm just glad they got the recognition. I'm glad this game got flexed. I don't remember what they replaced.
It should have been. They're 9-3.
But it wasn't the game that they picked early in the game of this.
I know
preseason. That's why I'm glad.
I just don't know. I think when we're talking about this recap, Kevil's gonna go biased on the Steeler take, and Dylan's gonna be really heavy on the Chargers because he picked the Chargers. But I'm just in the middle. I just think
I'm heavy. Teams, like I watched the game. Like I know.
I just think both of these teams are good, and we got a good football game. And then at the end of it, one team made one or two more plays on special teams than the other team.
My question to you is what is making you think that the Pittsburgh Steelers are good?
They're 7-4-1. They have a winning record. They have a good offense. They can score against anybody.
Can they stop anybody?
Can the Chiefs?
When you run from national, it's kind of like playing your own.
Apparently, Kev's computer cannot stop anybody at this moment.
Can the Chiefs stop anybody?
No, they can't.
The Chiefs can't, but they also can score more points. The
Steelers can score too. That doesn't make them not a playoff team. I don't understand.
I'm not saying they're not a playoff team. I think they'll win this division.
Just because they're not as good as the Chargers or the Patriots or the Chiefs, and they still got to play the Patriots. They might beat them. Why does that not mean that they're not a good team?
I don't think they're as good as people are saying that they are.
Who's ranking the Steelers number one?
Many. I'm not saying that many people are, but look. This is a team that does not blow 2 touchdown leads at home. This is the first time that has happened in their history. I mean, if you're a Steeler fan, you got to question what happened in the second half. You got to question these challenges, the challenge. And you got to question like the discipline of this team. Don't you a little bit? That's 3 offside.
I have for years. That doesn't change.
But Kev, didn't you pick the Steelers to win this game?
Yes, I did. So I'm disappointed in that. I'm disappointed in them.
I've said for years Tomlin is not that great. I've said for years.
I don't think you're the only person on this ballot that thinks he's not the great head coach here.
Yeah.
I've said this for years. Their defense is overrated. I've said this for years. It's the same issues. And I knew coming into the year, it's the same team.
And yet you still picked them to win this game.
Yeah, because the Chargers haven't proven anything.
That's where I was with Mitch. I mean,
Dylan, you can't say before this game the Chargers have proven anything.
No, but I thought they were the better team, and they won.
And they won, yeah.
And I picked them to win.
Congratulations. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, for a track record standpoint, the Steelers had a better track record coming in this game. That's why I picked them, and that's fair. If you pick the Chargers because you think they're more talented, that's fine. I've done that many times with the Chargers. I just felt like this time around, I wasn't going to pick them this time. I'm happy they won. I like the Chargers. I don't like the Steelers, okay? Do I really need to say that? Okay? But, like, honestly, it's just when we talk about the Steelers, it's the same issues over and over and over and over again.
I'm just saying how I saw this game. I saw the Steelers made good plays in the first half, and they collapsed in the second half. I want to say collapsed, but they made decisions that weren't going to able to finish the game off, particularly on defense more than the offensive side of the ball. You see Keenan Allen's going out there making plays. You see that the kid, the new running back that they've got there, Jackson, he's not new, but he had really great runs they were able to get in the second half that they didn't have in the first half. They made more halftime adjustments, and that's why they won the game. And that's why I think the Chargers are going to sustain more playoff success than the Steelers will.
Okay, this is part of the issue with how we started this recap. I want to focus on the Chargers. I don't want to focus on the Steelers losing the game. I want to focus on the Chargers winning the game. So can we focus on that?
Yeah, but I needed to get my Steeler vent out. You can understand.
Yeah, this happens.
Every
time the Steelers lose a primetime game, Kev needs to get it out. But, just to finish off the Steelers, I have one final thing to say about the Steelers, and you guys can let me know what you think. I think over the last 2 games, we have seen one thing. The Steelers miss their running back.
Kept gonna say. I thought he was gonna say something before.
The reason I say that.
Okay, go ahead.
How many catches did Connor have in this game?
I had the stats, and I pulled
3 for 14 yards.
3 for 14.
He's running really good though.
Le'Veon Bell is a special talent who's capable of it in receiving and running. I'm not saying Connor's bad. He's fine. But he's not Le'Veon Bell. And I think in the last 2 games we've seen that. Connor can run the ball effectively. He is also behind one of the best O-lines in the league. But with Bell, you get an added dimension with the receiving game that I really feel like against teams like the Chargers, against teams like the Broncos, these type of defenses, when they start to figure out and they can kind of play the receivers the way they want to, you're missing that running back that can take advantage of those matchups against the linebackers and safeties. And Le'Veon Bell has been really missed these last 2 games. And I think that is actually going to be one of the biggest reasons they don't go that far in the playoffs after watching this game.
Just a question to ask you. Would you have paid Bell that contract that he was asking for?
I would. I don't know.
It's a very expensive contract.
I'm not saying that they should have paid him or not, but I'm just saying they miss him regardless.
It seems like they're willing to take that risk. Whether that's a smart idea or not, I have no idea. But
before these 2 games, though, Connor was playing really well.
Connor was playing really well, but you always saw the little hints of, I think Connor is really good. But I think if the Steelers are going to move on from Bell, I think the number one thing they need on offense is a receiving running back. They don't have one of those right now. And that's really hurting their team.
Although Samuel showed some things tonight on that last drive.
He had a couple plays.
He did make that nice catch for a touchdown.
If he's going to be that guy, they got to play him more then.
And maybe that's what they need to do. Maybe that's what they
Besides Antonio Brown, nobody did any damage in this game.
No.
And I know Antonio Brown had 10 catches.
I didn't even hear Juju's name tonight. Didn't even hear it.
I heard it a couple of times.
And now transferring to the Chargers, part of the reason why you didn't hear that name was because of Desmond King.
It's very good tonight.
Desmond King, punt return.
Yep.
Great in coverage. And one of the stars for the Chargers. Kev, we'll start with you. What impressed you about the Chargers? And what are your concerns about the Chargers?
What impresses me is what impressed me was Anthony Lynn. I think, first of all, as Collins were said a number of times, I don't know what this guy said in the second half, in the halftime, but he said something, because this was a completely different team that came out in the second half. Their defense played a lot better. Derwin James is a guy that I have been a huge fan of. I've said a couple of times. He made a big play in the first half. And the turnover, Joey Bosa got a big sack when they needed it at the right time. I think what impresses me about the Chargers is not necessarily that they're going to play a complete game, but what impresses me about the Chargers is it's the timeliness of the things that they'll get done. That big, even after that one in the 2 minutes there when Eckler went out of bounds, and that was a big mistake. Rivers got the first down anyway from Keenan Allen. When they needed that sack, Joey Bosa was there. When they needed an interception, Derwin James was there. When they needed to stop, King was there. Bosa and Ingram are going to be beasts. This defense is definitely better than both Pittsburgh's and Kansas City's. And I think Anthony Lynn is a really good coach. And he's got really good coordinators with him. Gus Bradley used to be in Seattle, has that Seattle concept. And Ken Winston-Hunt is a good offensive coordinator that has won a Super Bowl with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he knows what he's doing. So I think that they're well-staffed. I'm still concerned about this kicking game. I think that they've had
it's rough, man. I don't
offside.
The kicking game this year in total. Like, I know the Chargers have had this problem for 2 years, but like overall this year has been horrendous.
Yeah.
Boswell.
Are you sure that teams aren't going to go offside 3 times so they can kick the field goal 15 yards up?
He misses the first field goal and then they're offside, so that's like, oh, fuck. Like, the Steelers just screwed up
tonight too. Let's not forget that. There was a deflected punt tonight. Their special teams does concern me. Yes, they did get the touchdown, but their special teams is my big concern about the Chargers, and that does come into play in playoffs.
Yeah, for me, Derwin James, like Kev said, big star. I like this kid. Very helpful in the game. He made a lot of great plays that, as Collinsworth and Michaels brought up, if he hadn't made some of those plays, this might be a bigger lead for the Steelers in the first half. And then going forward, it's a bigger comeback you have to face. So it was very positive stuff right there from the get-go for the Chargers defense. They're getting healthier. Joey Bosa just came back not that long ago, and he's making an impact. And it's all about not exactly defense, but situational defense is always the key when it comes to it. Yeah, you gave up some big plays in the first half, but you forget that, as any defensive player should. You go into the second half realizing your team still needs you to make big plays, and you can't let go. And the Chargers' second half defense, when they needed to get it done, was, for the most part, able to get it done. That last drive wasn't exactly the best of great things, but they were able to get that important sack, like you said, Joey Bosa, on that second down to put him like third and forever. And then the Desmond King return for a touchdown that was 2 plays later obviously helped them up in that scenario. So it's all about the situational plays that I liked from the defense coming forward. And then just seeing what the offense was able to bring, mostly Keenan Allen, because he was the biggest target that Phillip Rivers has. I mean, you didn't even have Melvin Gordon in this game. You had Austin Eckler, who I think had a pretty disappointing game, all things considered. And Pro Football Focus, I don't understand your grades. You had him as the #1 running back in the game today? Whatever. That makes no sense to me. Anyways, you had Keenan Allen go off, show that he is a really great wide receiver and making big plays. And even though you could say some of these things were lucky, like the false start or the tip that was caught by Keenan Allen, you still got to make a great play. I'd rather be lucky than good sometimes. And I think the Chargers were able to make the plays necessary to get it done. And I'm excited to see, as the next weeks go by, or more specifically as we get into playoff time, who they face. Who are the Chargers going to face? Because it's going to be interesting to see if they can beat them and if their defense can step up. But I liked a lot of things coming out of it, especially the second half, which is what matters.
Okay, I want to focus on the young kid. We talked about Keenan Allen, of course. I just want to shout out, one of the best, if not the best route runner in the NFL. Pure route runner, really, really great. Justin Jackson, he was huge. He was a big reason why they got back in the game. And I think he will be the main guy in terms of carrying the load on the ground. I think you'll see Eckler more in the receiving role without Gordon for the next week or two, depending on when Gordon comes back. But this team's even going to be better when Gordon is there because he's special. But Justin Jackson looked really good. And Dilly Vanilli, what is it that he has that I really like?
You talking about Eckler or
Justin Jackson?
Justin Jackson. He's got burst.
Yes. He's got burst, man. He's got speed through that hole. He looks like Alfred Morris in his heyday, right, Dilly Vanilli?
Yes, sir. 2016.
Yeah. Mike Williams made some big catches down the stretch. Travis Benjamin had a big touchdown. And Phillip Rivers, man. 9 kids. Baby making monster.
He has a whole
also football monster as well.
He has a whole offense for his family. It's ridiculous.
And we need to get him on primetime just for facial expressions alone.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how bad the Chargers are in a given year. I just want him on Sunday Night Football.
Him versus Eli would be the greatest matchup. I mean, not for the game-wise, but for their face-wise.
When he retires, I want him on the Sunday Night Football sidelines. It's Alan, Chris, and Philip, but he doesn't say anything. He just
he's just reacting to the game based on facial reaction.
Did you see his post-game interview?
Not yet, no.
He was like, yeah, I haven't been here since 2014. I'm really happy you're interviewing me. And then he goes on and he talks about the game.
Did you see last week when Fox was showing the highlights? They were showing the highlights for Phillip Rivers with his record-breaking name, and then on the bottom it says, first time he's talked to Terry Bradshaw.
No.
That's great. I love it.
I love that the guy has the best GIF game. I can go they can score 8 touchdowns in a game, and I'll have a great GIF for every single touchdown they score from Phillip Rivers.
He's the man. He's the man. He had facial signs for days. It was great. Fantastic.
The best. All right. And you guys touched on the defense, I think, for the most part. So, all right, let's look ahead at both teams.
Who's making a $500 bet in the chat? James, who are you betting for? I'm sorry.
By the way, guys, I want to thank you for the donations to the super chat. Yes. Trevor Kinney says, Kev, the Seahawks are booty. I'll be back next week. Ultra also donated $3.99.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And that was all. If you guys want to donate to the super chat, hit that super chat button. It's the big money sign, and you can donate to the Bottom Line View. All right, let's look ahead at the two teams, Kev.
Yes, the Chargers have an interesting schedule. They've got the Bengals next week, who are DUNE. They then play Thursday night against Kansas City in Kansas City. They have Baltimore. That's a huge game. And they have Denver.
Where do they play Baltimore?
They play Baltimore at the StubHub Center. Is this a good time?
Where's that? Because I can't even find it on the map.
Yeah, I was going to ask. I think we need to get that. Let me get the address up again.
Yeah, sure. This team is 9-3, guys. I think they deserve your respect. They deserve you to buy these tickets. Kev.
Yeah, I forgot.
Where exactly are they located on the map?
Hang on here. They are located 18400 South Avalon Boulevard in Carson, California. Now, as you also heard, this year and next year are the final 2 years that you're going to be able to see the Chargers at the StubHub Center before they go into their new arena. So advantage of this opportunity to see the StubHub Center. You'll see players like Derwin James, Phillip Rivers, Keenan Allen. Tickets are available at the box office. Go check it out.
I think free hot dog comes with any purchase of 2
free hot dog with each.
Yes. All right. So looking at Chargers have an interesting schedule. Let's take a look at the Pittsburgh Steelers schedule, shall we?
You brought up one game today that I did not know existed, and I'm very interested for that one, personally.
Yes, so Dylan didn't know that they play the Saints in New Orleans for some reason. So next week, the Steelers get a tune-up game, and maybe they'll lose this game because they do play the Raiders in Oakland, but it's the week before they play the Patriots, and you never know.
Guys, I have to tell you, this is a proclamation. I've heard this from Mike Tomlin. Maybe this is a past quote, but I'm pretty sure it was from the future. We're looking to the Patriots. We're focusing on the Patriots. Do we even play the Patriots next week? We don't? I'm focusing on the Patriots. That's what he does. That's what's going to happen. He'll say that. Focus on
looking ahead to the Patriots. So that might be a little bit of a sneaky game there, but I don't think so because they just lost to the Chargers. So they should pick up the win there.
If you lose to the Raiders, they're done. I'm sorry. They will be done. I'm not going to say they will, but like they're going to lose.
They do have a free win in week 17. They play the Bengals at home. That's free. All right. So they essentially, Kevil, they are probably going to lose 2 more games, but they could win one of those. They could beat the Patriots.
They could win one. No.
They could.
Let's
if they
got
lose that game, they'll be 9-6-1, right?
If they lose the other 2 games, yeah.
Into the Patriots.
Yeah, so 9-6-1. What's the Ravens schedule?
Let's take a look at the Baltimore Ravens schedule.
That's what I got to see here. Make my proclamation. Again, I will always hate the one.
The Ravens next week play the Kansas City Chiefs in
Not
Kansas.
Not a good start.
Then they play the Bucs at home, who are not so bad.
They're in the hunt.
Huh?
They are in the hunt for the
Bucs
wild card.
I said that to Dylan earlier, but he laughed.
They are not they're not mathematically eliminated, but they are eliminated. I'm sorry. They're gone. They're done.
Chiefs on the road.
Good luck.
Bucs at home.
Okay.
Chargers on the road.
Good luck.
And Browns at home. No, the Ravens aren't making it. Unless they somehow beat the Chiefs.
I'm going to say something here. Because of the way that they play defense and the way that Kansas City does not play defense, that game may be closer than people think.
If it was in Baltimore,
we're talking an Arrowhead, man. Like I just cannot see it. You know, the future has given wacky results. You know, but like this one, it's tough. It's tough.
All right.
That's that Minnesota accent coming out. You know,
you're from Texas.
My family was growing up
with Lamar.
They grew up in Minnesota. All right.
Did Lamar Jackson get hurt today?
He was in concussion protocol.
But he came back.
He did come back. Okay.
Yeah.
But the thing that's interesting about that, Kevil, next week, which I'm going to have my eyes on the Chiefs game, is to see how the Ravens were on the ball against the Chiefs. Because that's going to be interesting. Mm-hmm. By the way, shout out to Josh Allen, who had 135 yards rushing today.
Jesus Christ. This is
and Charles Clay dropped the most wide open touchdown.
I saw the replay of that, and I'm like, how the fuck did you not catch it? You could have dove as far as you could.
He was told he was
4 seconds, and then get in the end zone because you weren't going to.
He was told to not catch it. The Bills got to lose.
But Josh Allen doesn't know that. He's just a rookie. He's going out there trying to win football games. He's like, oh my god, I threw my gunslinger throw and you can't catch it. Oh, that's ridiculous. By the way, screwed me on a pick. Thank you, Charles Clay. If I had gotten that, that would have been huge. But thanks, appreciate it. So what's our big Week 14 games? I want to see what the Week.
I want to say this before we set that up.
Okay.
I want to hear your guys' chances of the Chargers going to the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
I picked them to go to the Super Bowl.
Do you stand by that statement?
Yes, I do. Because
but you didn't pick them to win.
Yeah,
I'm so bad.
He also picked them to be a wild card team.
I did. I picked them to be in the spot that they are in right now.
I'm so baffled by that. Okay, continue.
Pittsburgh and beating Kansas City in Kansas City and beating New England in the AFC Championship. And I don't see that how that's. I think that this team.
That's crazy.
I think that this team is more comfortable on the road.
Yeah, I agree.
I think
I don't think they like playing in the stuff of arena.
I think that this team has a good enough defense that travels well enough on the road. I think Phillip Rivers can make enough plays, and their opponents, other than New England, but I don't even know if New England's that I don't trust. The path that I saw the Chargers go to the Super Bowl, I don't trust. I don't trust Pittsburgh in a playoff game, and I don't trust Kansas City in a playoff game. And I think at the time I made that pick that New England didn't have Josh Gordon, I'll give you that, and we didn't see the rise of Josh Gordon. But I still have a bit of the Patriots defense and Patriots running game concerns me. a bit, but that's their toughest test going to the Super Bowl is the Patriots in New England, which is a tough place to play. I will grant you, but
So you're assuming they'll beat the Chiefs, a team they haven't beaten in years.
Yes. Tell me a time Andy Reid has won a playoff game. Didn't he win? Didn't he?
But also, all of those years, you had Alex Smith. This is a different game. This is a different kind of
Patty. This is Patty MVP Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes. Now, granted, we're not going to defend what the Chiefs.
His middle name is MVP.
But you screw the letters, I guess.
Even though he's still going to lose it to Breeze for no reason in particular.
I just don't trust their defense.
I really freaking hope he doesn't lose. Like, I swear
he's going to because of
he has
people like in our chat right now.
Touchdowns in 12 games. What more do you want him to do? Like,
play defense. How about that?
You have to beat up Roger Goodell to take his place in the commissioner's role.
Roger Goodell's too focused on deflated footballs and not enough on.
He's still talking about that. He has no time to talk to Kareem Hunt. Okay,
no. Like, what must this man do?
Discuss this deflate gate.
I'm sorry. Again, Drew. I must preface always by saying that Drew Brees is my third favorite quarterback of all time. But this is not a lifetime achievement award. It's a freaking season award. Like, it's baffling, ridiculous.
Okay, Dylan, read the comments.
Though there was, before we get to the chat, someone did say something. I can't remember which commentator said it today, that he thinks that the MVP should be Aaron Donald.
I think he has like a credible stat line, Kev. The problem is the NFL will never give it to a player not named a quarterback, not a quarterback position.
Unless a running back runs for 2,500 yards.
I couldn't even do that in Madden. Okay, it's hard. I'm just saying, like, until the NFL does it, like if the NFL does it this year, then I'll put more people in defensively, but I can't see it. Aaron Donald, did he get a sack today?
Yeah, a strip sack.
So 15.5 sacks this year. He's gotten like 8 strip sacks. I know that's not true, but
I probably would vote for Mahomes. Like, I think that a lot of the Drew Brees argument is a ridiculous, especially from a guy named Skip Bayless, is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous argument. I would agree with you with Mahomes, but
he doesn't. Aaron Donald doesn't deserve the credit. I agree with you, Kev. It's just if J.J. Watt didn't win it that year that Aaron Rodgers won it, I cannot see them doing it to him. That's just my call. All right, we have a lot of comments, a lot of them. So we'll get to the highlight ones. Ultra says they're going to lose to New England again. God damn it. Tomlin is going to say we're going to be looking to the Patriots game, of course. But they always do. Durkan says they're going to finish 8-7-1. Everyone thinks they're going to get one victory, but I still think they'll get the Raiders and the Bengals. I think those are pretty solid victories. It's can they beat the Saints or the Patriots? I don't think Kev likes those odds either. You don't like that odds? Nope.
Yeah.
I would like to remind people I'm going to the Steelers-Patriots game.
And I will be live streaming Patriots-Steelers game.
And I will be inceptioning live streaming from the game.
Yeah, you need we can't do both.
Well, Dylan is 3 plays behind me.
You'll be like, oh my God, touchdown. And I'll be like, oh my God, they got the ball. Woo. We'll go through that. That'll be fun, though. You'll be there. I'll be streaming. Kev might join for 2 minutes. This is the first time he's ever joined on a reactions video. That surprised me. I know you said you were going to do it, but until it happened. Durkan says Ravens ain't making the playoffs based on the schedule we just talked about. Maybe not. Maybe not. And there's 4 teams at 6-6. 4. A lot of competition.
Colts loss today was a huge loss.
It was an upsetting one. It was a depressing one. Like 6-0.
Yeah.
6-0. All they had to do is score 1 touchdown. Didn't even do that. Bodo, of course, with the fire Tomlin, fire Ben comment, of course. I love those comments. What do you think the chances are for the Chargers to win the AFC West? Says Trevor. Any chance?
I will still stick with Kansas.
35%.
Ooh, that's an increase. It's an increase. I will say 15%.
You give them 15% chance to beat Kansas City?
What's that?
That's basically what they have to do.
Yeah, they have to beat Kansas City. Would they get it over if they won the second matchup?
I don't know. It would come down to tiebreaker.
The damn tiebreaker. I hate tiebreakers. Yeah, let's stick to 15 to 20%. Although I do like the Chargers, of course. I made a video about them. You can still watch that. It was from earlier this year. Let's see.
For those who care, Kansas City schedules Baltimore, of course, Chargers. Then they go to Seattle for what is scheduled to be a Sunday night game.
Ooh.
And home to Oakland.
Their next 3 games are pretty interesting.
Nice games.
But I mean, I've seen what their offense can do, so I'm not gonna be like, we'll see.
And I will. This is my bold prediction: they're not going to be scoring a lot of points against Baltimore, and they're not going to be scoring a lot of points against Seattle.
Baltimore's defense is.
My prediction officially is Seattle is going to beat them.
No, I will not say that. I won't say that. Oops.
That's been my prediction for a couple weeks. I'm sticking to it.
Okay.
Seattle's going to beat them.
Can't see it. Let's see here. More comments. We're looking ahead to New England tomorrow. Mike Tomlin. Yes, of course.
Well, they play Oakland.
That's what he say. That's what he's going to say tomorrow. They don't care about Oakland. Oakland. They still got a team. Oakland. That's what he'll say. I hope that's what he says. Fact or fiction? The Steelers finished with the 4th seed. Fact, because I think they're going to win their division, but the Texans are ahead of them. So, fact. Anybody?
What was it?
Fact or fiction? The Steelers finished with the 4th seed.
Fact.
I'm 50-50. I don't know.
He's still picking the Ravens.
I know.
It's
the team that he picked 3-13 just 1 year ago in the NFC or the AFC North. Oh, that's good. That's good stuff. Love you, Kev. Trevor goes, "Hey, Kev, did the Seahawks have a signature win?"
Yeah, actually.
Can you name this team?
Let's see. I would argue their Carolina win was a pretty significant win.
I would say that was signature.
That was pretty signature. Considering they had to come back, and that wasn't like the greatest performance that they've ever had. But that was a pretty.
They're gonna have a signature one in 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can't be putting that on the resume.
Yeah, the one in the future.
It's in pencil.
Ooh, future.
Look, considering this, okay, so I understand what he's trying to say. The difference between the Seahawks and the Steelers is no one had any expectations of the Seahawks team this year. There were 5
Wait, hold up. Not to stop this soliloquy by Kevel.
What you did.
Ultra says Miami always stomps New England in Miami. So basically, Ultra is predicting that Miami is going to beat New England next week. So I just want to put that out there.
Brady is 7-9 in Miami.
Considering how this season started, I would argue that the Dallas victory was a statement. I would argue that the way that they played against the LA Rams was quite a statement. I would argue that the Rams' two toughest opponents were the Saints and the Seahawks this year so far. Even though that was a loss, I think that they've been. But considering where the Seahawks were supposed to be and where they are right now, I think that they've made a statement in their performance.
I think they played very well both times against the Rams. Obviously, what did they lose by 1 possession in both games?
Yep.
So, but he's talking about wins. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah.
Well, we beat the Cowboys.
I don't know if the Cowboys win was very signature though. The Cowboys offense showed up like poo in week 3.
Yeah, but there were some high expectations. This is Zeke Elliott. This is this running game.
Everybody had them missing the playoffs on this channel.
Except you, yes.
Except me.
Carolina, I think, was the biggest statement win.
Who?
Yes, Carolina was the biggest.
Was the statement win, I would suggest.
Mm-hmm. What was the who comment for?
Who did you have in the playoffs that nobody else did?
Cowboys.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, yeah, that was kind of by circumstance, but
What? Still thought they were I still thought they were the second best team in the NFC East. I didn't think the Eagles season was gonna happen like it was, but I'll take it.
The Eagles are. I'm just still gonna say that they're not done.
I'm going to count Brady's record in Miami right now, just for you guys. Continue to talk.
7-9. That's what I got from the last Monday Night Football game that they did last year.
All right, here we go.
Pretty sure. Let's see. Robot guy says Chargers will win their first playoff game. I think no matter who they play. Not sure past that though. And by the way, the percentage on the Chargers getting to the Super Bowl, I have the Chiefs at 45%, then the Patriots at 25%, so that's 70. I would say the Chargers are next up at 20%, so 20% chance the Chargers would get there. Again, this is all based on every team, and not one team has more than a 50% chance to win. That's how I go in fair statistics.
Yes, he is 7-9.
I still think the Patriots are going to win, but it's just not a.
They are. I'm 100% sure.
100%. We need a Durkant Mitch live stream on that game next week. Perfect.
I'm honestly 100% sure. Last year I thought they were going to lose. This year I'm in. They're going to win. All in.
Ryan Tannehill. Now it's not Osweiler. Osweiler does not have to beat you this time.
Ultra's been on it. Have you guys noticed that Ultra's on a Brady hate streak this year?
I have not seen that. He's been on a Breeze Levin campaign. I've seen that.
Even though he's an Atlanta Falcons fan, doesn't make sense. But
I've seen that, but I have not seen the Brady hate comment. Oh no, I do see why has Brady and Rodgers not been the Pro Bowl quarterbacks? I did see that comment.
He says that every chat.
Every chat. They're just not Pro Bowlers. They're not, but
I'm not jinxing it. I'm guaranteeing it. Just like I guarantee to win over Kevin Durant.
Oh, hold on.
I'm doing the same. Patriots will win. Guarantee.
This guy?
Yes.
Oh no. I guess.
All right. What are we live streaming next week, Dylan?
Oh yeah, let's look at that Week 14 schedule. I know I saw the biggest game. I think was the Sunday Night Football matchup between the Rams and the Berries. But let's look at the rest of the schedule here. Thursday night game looks like trash with an extra side of trash between the Jaguars and the Titans.
That's Sunday night?
No, that's Thursday night. Thursday. Whoever put that game on, I think they're going to move it to Comedy Central. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure.
That's your classic Jags-Titans joke.
It happened 3 years ago, and it was even worse than this matchup. So, yeah, no.
I still remember that game.
Okay, so we got Eagles-Cowboys.
Guys, we have 37 viewers right now. I feel like we should just keep talking for no reason.
Okay. No! Sleep. Okay.
What did we think about today's football? Any interesting takeaways, Kev?
There were a lot of upsets this week, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
what do you think about the McCarthy being fired during the middle of the season? I know we talked to you a little bit about that earlier.
I agree with Tony Dungy. I don't think that this was from a human perspective, it is not a good move. It is a very bad way to treat a guy that has served 12 years into your organization.
And won you a Super Bowl, by the way.
Won you a Super Bowl and has been to a couple of conference championships. I understand why you do it, but I don't think from a human perspective it's a good thing. And I just think, in my opinion, and it is my opinion, and I don't hate Aaron Rodgers, but I think they're giving this guy far too much clout on this team. It's LeBron-ish in a sense, and it's kind of dangerous. And I'm not saying that it was the wrong thing to fire McCarthy, because I do think it was time to move on from McCarthy, but I think I don't understand a 4-week difference of letting this guy play it out.
When you're not even going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, but Joe Philbin wasn't a great coach in Miami. I'm not seeing.
It doesn't matter this year.
Yeah, no, because you got to start your draft and start rebuilding. But McCarthy will get a job somewhere at some point in time. He will be back. But Green Bay has been in a talent flux for a long period of time. They need to rebuild quickly. I think they've been relying too much on Aaron Rodgers, and they got to start building this team. Offensively, defensively, their depth is hurt. Yes, Devontae Adams is a beast. I'm not going to dispute that, but there's a lot of There's a lot more problems in Green Bay than just getting rid of this coach. There's a talent issue in Green Bay.
Second question. This one's for Dylan.
Okay.
Who's been the better rookie quarterback this year, Josh Allen or Baker Mayfield?
First off, I want to say, Kev, who'd you get that comment from? Tony Dungy. All right. To your question, Josh Allen.
Like every NFL product known to
I own everything.
I know, right?
Hey, this one's signed by Tony Dungy.
He is the biggest bandwagoner on this channel.
Okay, first of all, this one's signed by Tony Dungy, so this is not just a shill. All right, thank you very much. I accidentally just ripped the page. Fuck, but I have a second book that's signed. Anyways, I think Baker Mayfield has been the better quarterback. I've liked what I've seen out of Josh Allen. You know, I've been impressed. He runs for a hell of a lot of yards. That seems like his number one motto is run for your life. But I think Baker,
because that's what he's got to do.
Yeah, pretty much. Has
to do it. But I think Baker's given the Browns this confidence in them. Even though he did not have a very good game today, I think he's given them this confidence and the spark to think that later on in the future, we can go with you. You know, if we build a couple more pieces, we get a good head coach, like a really solid head coach that isn't the level of terrible that Hugh Jackson was, we can build something around you. And like I said, even though he had a struggling last game, right before then, he had 9 touchdowns and 1 pick in the last 3 games. So a good offensive coordinator can work with Baker Mayfield, and I think he's just given them a little bit more spark. So I think Baker's been the better quarterback this year.
All right, fair enough. I think they'll both be very good in their career, but that's my opinion. What's the next question here? How legit are the Texans, Kevil?
Can't wait for this comment.
I don't know. Because I mean, they've won 9 in a row. They're playing really well defensively. Their defense is good. Their biggest win was against the Cowboys in overtime. But I still don't trust. For some reason, I still don't trust them. I'm not like when I was watching that game against Tennessee. It wasn't like, look out, this Texans team is coming. There's really good pieces, but it's again one of those teams in the AFC that I don't trust at playoff time.
Dylan,
They remind me of the 2006 season of the Seattle Seahawks, where they had a lot of wins. And
was that the year they got blown out by Carolina?
No, that was the year. No, this was the year that the Steelers won the Super Bowl, Ben's first Super Bowl.
Oh, so Super Bowl 40. Okay.
Yeah, they remind me of that team in a lot of ways.
Okay.
Lots of wins, looks kind of good, could go somewhere, but not sure.
Okay. Dylan.
Yes, sir.
Who will get the 6th seed in the AFC? Your teams that could potentially get it.
Okay.
Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
Miami. Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee. Denver.
Okay, I'm gonna throw Miami and Tennessee off the ship, off the boat, because they don't deserve to be in that spot. Sorry, Durkan.
They're both 6 and 6. I'm just putting.
Yeah, I know they're in the, but I'm just gonna throw them off my theoretical boat. So walk the plank. So you have the Broncos, the Ravens, and what was the third team I forgot that I didn't kick off of this? Oh, Colts. If the Colts had won today, I would have been on board with the Colts train. But they lost 6-0, and it's a really sad loss. The Ravens have a really tough schedule, and the Broncos are playing the hottest football. Some of the hottest football in the game right now. Let me check the Broncos schedule real quick. Does anybody know the 4 games that they play? They play the 49ers next week. That really helps out their cause more than anything. I don't know who said that.
49ers are a bad football team.
They're a bad team.
Bad football team.
Mitch, I can't hear you.
You're on mute.
Technical difficulties. Still can't hear you. I still can't hear you. Da-da-da. I still can't. Da-da-da. I still can't. I still can't hear you. There we go. I can hear you.
All right. So, as I was saying, they'll beat the 49ers.
Okay.
They play the Browns. They'll probably beat them. That's at home for the 67th time this year.
40.
Then they play the Raiders.
Okay.
Which they should win that game. Then they play the Chargers the last game of the year at home.
I'm going with the Broncos then. I'm going with the Broncos. I like the Ravens more as a full team. But they have a tough schedule.
They did beat the Chargers already this year.
And they, like you said, they beat the Chargers. So that's a pretty helpful schedule right there when you got to play.
Honestly, they could sweep the Chargers if the Chargers don't have anything to play for.
How crazy would it be to go from what they were, like 2-6, to 10-6 by the end of it? I guess that's what Texans are also doing. But
who would be the most dangerous team out of those teams?
Ravens.
Kev?
Yeah, I would agree with the Ravens.
But I will pick the Broncos in this scenario just because of their schedule.
Let's go with the NFC question. Who is the most dangerous team to the Rams? That's not named the Saints. And the most dangerous team to the Saints, not named the Rams. Kev.
I think that for the Saints, I would say it's the Cowboys. I would say it's Dilly Vanilli's Cowboys because of the way that they're able to run the ball. I think causes some problems for them. For the Rams, it's the Seahawks.
I like how you called them that. I appreciate it.
The Seahawks, even though they beat them twice this year?
By 1 possession.
The Rams play the Bears next week.
God hopes that Mitchell Trubisky's healthy for that game. If Chase Daniel has to play in prime time, I'm not watching it.
You know what's crazy is the Panthers can still make the playoffs.
But they shouldn't. But they
can, though.
The Redskins can.
The Vikings can. The Panthers can. The Bucks can. The Seahawks can.
Can and have a chance.
And the Eagles.
And the Eagles can. They're not out of it. Yeah.
The Eagles make it.
I'm done. DUNE, bro. That'll just be a whole fail on the rest of the people trying to get the playoffs.
Last question for Dilly Vanilli.
All right.
What will the Cowboys' record be at the end of the season, and will they win a playoff game?
10-6, and I mean, I think they can win one. I think they can win one playoff game. It depends on who we play in that wild card.
If it's the Seahawks, I don't really want to play the Seahawks because we never really win signature Seahawks games. You notice that? Like, we just don't win those games. Happened 2 years ago, or excuse me, last season. Didn't work this season. Don't really work that well. I would want to play the Vikings. I'd want to play the Vikings. I think we can get that victory. I think we can get through that offense. I think we can play well. And maybe this time around we could play the Seahawks. I just don't prefer it. Past that, I mean, it's tough because you got the rest of the field in the NFC East. I'll go 10-6, although I think we can win the rest of our games. I think we might slip up in one game, maybe the Eagles game. But I think we can beat the Colts, we can beat the Bucks, and we sure as hell can beat the Giants. So, it is what it is. The Colts game's going to be so fun.
That's going to be such a weird game. Like, if the Colts actually start playing well again.
If the Colts can actually score a point,
If they can score,
What happened?
I have no explanation.
See, this is what I told Dylan earlier, Kev. I thought the Jags were going to score 6 points, but I did not think they would win scoring 6 points.
That's so sad.
But you know what's crazy? And I didn't get to complete my thought during the live stream because I was focused on the game. But that just makes me think, what if the Jags started Cody Kessler like for 3 of these games this year? Like the Steelers game. Could they have won that game if Bortles didn't give the game away?
Oh, my throat.
You scored 6 points.
They could have beat the Steelers with 6 points if Bortles didn't F up.
Well, didn't they score like 16? I guess they just. I don't know. I'm getting a headache from all the Jaguars. Oh my god. They're baffled.
And they didn't have Leonard Fournette. How, Colts? How?
They even have Leonard Fournette? That's so sad. Oh my god.
If the Colts don't make the playoffs, they have that game and that 4th down gamble against Houston
to back up. Yeah.
To back up why. And that was such a dumb play call too.
I mean, yeah, that was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. But that was the last game they started losing before their 5-game win streak coming in.
The dumb play call. The Ebron.
What's that?
At the end there with Ebron.
Oh, yeah. I just, if you lose to the Jaguars, I'd be stunned. But losing 6-0 just makes me more stunned. Makes me more scared of what you're going to do in the next 4 games. Marty Park doesn't even like
They're going to get their points that they should have gotten that game plus.
All
right.
I can't believe it.
On that note, we're done.
Oh,
we stuck around a little extra to converse on some big topics, but hope you guys enjoyed. Kevil, where can they follow you and where can they listen to your sweet voice?
My sweet voice. Spreaker.com, KVOLE. We'll be back to podcasting. We'll be back to the hockey podcast this week. I might be making a request to a show called Hot Take Hockey because Mitch, what is William Nylander doing now? Is he in bed or what is the?
He's probably with many models right now. Multiple.
Anyway, yes, we'll be getting back to that. KVOLE, Spreaker.com, iTunes, Agree or Disagree, the podcast.
Dilly Vanilli.
First off, the Chiefs had their 2nd most rushing yards today. That just fascinates the hell out of me. You can find me on Twitter at the Dilly Vanilli, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, we changed that. I got to change that in the YouTube description too. We'll get to that eventually.
True.
You can do that. You guys will see me tomorrow for the Redskins-Eagles recap, which, coming from a Cowboys fan, it's just going to be so much fun. I mean, absolutely amazing. You guys will see a video later on in the week describing the info for the Madden 19 franchise mode that I'm going to be starting very soon. So you get all the details on that, who you get to pick, all the stuff. You're going to see that later on this week. And
bro, I have a question. Can I pick are you doing a fantasy draft or just a team?
Just a team.
Dang.
Well,
I wish I could do a fantasy draft just so I could pick your division rival team and then let them play against you. Can we do that?
I think after the first franchise mode, I'm open to that idea. I like
that. Would be fun. All right. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Mitch Milani. You can also follow me on Instagram at Mitch Milani. Follow the Bottom Line View on both platforms. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Monday Night Football recap. Peace out.
Peace.